In this session, let's understand how you can transfer the data to an application server directory and save your data in a file. If you go to this transaction AL11, it will list the SAP directories that are there in the application server, and generally the basis consultant will set up these directories, but in your system, if you want to practice, if you click on this button here, configure user directories, here you can give the directory name, let's say directory underscore temp test, something like that, and you give the physical path of the directory, such as if you're using Windows OS for the application server, it could be something like d:/usr SAP. So whatever is the directory name, you give the directory name. Temp, and here you can select whether it is valid for a particular server or all the servers. So once you set up this, click on save. It will create the directory in the AL11, so you'll be able to access it from AL11. I've already done that. So if you look at my directories, I've created one directory called directory underscore test, and this is the physical path of that directory, d:/usr SAP temp. So we'll save some file in this particular directory. So we'll see how you can do that. If I go to this program, I'll comment this code. So we'll select data from this table into our internal table. So the data is available in my internal table. This data I'll transfer it to the application server and save it as a flat file in that particular directory. So let me create one constants to save the path. So let's say constant c underscore file type 100 value d:, if you look at my directory path, it's d:/usr SAP temp, and the file name, let's say file.txt. I'll save it as a text file, so I'm giving the complete path of the file. Then we use certain statements. To open the file, we use this open dataset statement, and to transfer the data, we use the transfer statement, and to close the file, once you transfer the data, you should close the file so that if any other program wants to access the file, it will be able to access it. So you should always close the file before exiting your program. So for that, we use this close dataset statement. So first we'll see how you can transfer the data from your program and store it in the application server, and then we'll see how you can read the data from a file that is stored in the application server. We generally call them inbound and outbound interface programs, where in outbound you transfer the data from your program to the application server file, and in inbound you read the file that is saved in the application server and store it in your internal tables in the program. So typically sometimes there will be certain external applications that want to process the data from your SAP system, and since they cannot directly access the database, we'll create these programs, inbound and outbound interface programs, where you can pull the data from your SAP table and store it as a file on the application server, so that these third-party external applications can read that file for processing. Similarly, sometimes these third-party applications will get the data and put it in a file in your application server, which you can read it using an inbound interface program and then update it in your SAP system. So we'll see both scenarios. First, we'll see how we can move the data from our program to the application server directory. So if I'll use this open dataset statement. Open dataset, you give the file, and here if I say for output, that means I am planning to transfer the data from the program and write it to the file. And if I say for input, That means I'll be reading the data from the file into my program. So first we'll see the output. And you have two modes. Basically, you can transfer the data either in character mode or in binary mode. If you are transferring data from your internal tables, we generally move it in the character mode. So the character data will be transferred. But if you want to put some binary data in the application server, we open it in binary mode. So since we are doing this, since we are transferring data from our internal table, we'll use character mode in text mode. And we have to give the encoding, so I'll use the default encoding. So this will open the file. So I'll check for Sai Sabarsi. If Sai Sabarsi is not initial, so basically what I'll do is I'll get the data into my internal table. So I'll loop this internal table and transfer one record at a time. So I'll say loop at IT this into my work area, and at first I'll open the file and at if size bars is not initial, that means if the file could not be opened, I'll give a message. For example, if some other application is already writing the data into this file, and at the same time if a different program tries to access it, it won't be able to open the file because it's already opened by another application. So I'll say type I, and in that case we'll simply exit the loop, so we won't do anything else. However, if the file could be opened successfully, then I'll use this statement, transfer my work area to this transfer this to this. In each loop it will transfer one row at a time, and then at last in the last loop we'll close the file. So I'll use close dataset C underscore file. Now if you see this application server directory, there's only one file called test.txt. After I execute this, it should create a new file called file.txt. I've executed this program, and if I refresh, you see one file.txt being created. If I double click on this file, you see the data from my internal table is transferred to this file. So if you actually go to the directory in the application server via the operating system, then you'll find one text file being created there. So you can open it as a text file. So this is how you can transfer data from your program to your application server directory. So here we are saving this data in one text file. Similarly, in inbound interface, we read the data from this file and process it. So I'll read the data from the file and store it in my internal table, and then I can update it in my database table. So for that, I'll clear my internal table, and we use this open dataset statement to open the file again. For this time I'll open it for input in text mode, and then instead of using this transfer file, I'll close it. So I'll remove this code within the loop. So I'll read the data from my file into my internal table. After that I'll write it. Okay. So here between open dataset and closed dataset, This open dataset will open the file for reading. Then I have to transfer the data of the file into my internal table and then close the dataset. So to do that, we use this do loop, do and do. Within this do and do, it will loop through the file, and in each loop it will get me one row. I'll use this read dataset statement, read dataset c underscore file into my work area, this. So it will get me one row. And then if this is not successful, if this read dataset is not successful, that means you reach the end of the line. So once if your file has 10 lines, then after looping 10 times, in the 11th loop, this read dataset will fail because there are no more lines to read. So in that case, I'll say if size sub rc initial, I'll say exit, I'll exit the loop. Else, as long as size sub rc is not initial, I'll append my work area to my internal table. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is, with open dataset, I'm opening the file for input in text mode, and then I'm using this do and do loop, so that in each loop it will read me one row into my work area. So I'll say read dataset, this file, into my work area, and I'm appending that into my internal table. However, if the read dataset fails, I am simply exiting the loop, because that means I've reached the end of the line. So if the file has 50 lines, this do and do will loop 50 times, and in each loop it will get me one row into my work area. And after that, I'm simply looping this internal table and printing in the output just to show you that the file is read. And this clear statement is clearing the internal table, or I can even comment out this select statement so that we don't have any data. So our internal table is empty. Right. So our internal table is empty, and if it is printing something in the output, that means it could read the data from the file. So I'm just reading from the same file which we have just generated. So I'll activate and execute. So here you can see it is reading that data again from the file to my internal table, and I'm printing. So instead of printing, what I can do is I can simply use the insert statement to insert this data into my database table. So in outbound interface, you generally extract the data from your database table and save it in one file in the application server directory so that it can be further processed by any external programs. Similarly, if the external program is putting the data as a file in the application server, then you have to write one program to read that file and update it in the database, because generally the external programs cannot access your database tables directly. So they just send you a file to your system, and that file can be processed using your ABAP programs. So in that case, we use this inbound and outbound interface programs. So this open dataset, read dataset, and close dataset are the statements we use to work with the files in our application server. So this is how you can persistently save the data in a flat file in your application server, or read the data that is saved in a flat file in the application server. Okay. So in the next session, we'll try to understand how you can do the same thing in the presentation layer, where you can allow the user to save the data as one flat file on his workstation. Similarly, the user can also upload some data that is saved in his workstation into your ABAP program for processing. So see you in the next video.